Hello students, I'm your SSC teacher Sonu Kasana and today we are going to complete this chapter's exercise, the Indian Constitution exercise. Okay, let's start. The very first question is, why does a democratic country need a constitution? किसी भी एक डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री को, देश को एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की नीड क्यों होती है, ज़रूरत क्यों होती है? आंसर इज, okay, listen carefully. First of all, a democratic country need a constitution because first point is it lays out the important guidelines that govern decisions decision making within the various societies of the country. It lays out the important guidelines that govern decision making within the various societies of the country. Okay. The second one is it lays down the idea it lays down the ideals that form the basis of the kind of of country that its citizens aspire to live in. जिस तरह के देश में नागरिक रहना चाहते हैं, तो उस तरह की कंट्री को बनाता है हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. एंड द थर्ड वन इज it serves as a set of rules and principles as the basis of which the country has to be governed. Okay, once more time. It's assessed the rules and principles as the basis by which the country has to be governed. Write the spelling of principle very carefully. It's a सिद्धांत वाला प्रिंसिपल, नॉट प्रिंसिपल प्रधानाचार्य वाला. Okay students. Okay, move to the next point. It provides rules to safeguard the interests of minorities and prevent any kind of domination by the majority on minorities. Okay, and the next one is it lays down rules that guard against the misuse of power by any politician leader. It lays down rules that guard against the misuse of power by any politician leader. You can pause the video if you can't write with the speed. Okay, वैसे मैं बहुत स्लोली बोल रहा हूँ, but you can pause the video if you are not comfortable. Okay students. Okay, the next point is it also provides right to the citizens and protest their freedom. The second question is look at the wording of the two documents given below. The first column is from the 1990 Nepal Constitution. The second column is from the more recent interim Constitution of Nepal. इंटरिम को हिंदी में कहते हैं अंतरिम, यानी लास्ट, आखिरी, लेटेस्ट. Okay, there are some comparison there. 1990 Constitution of Nepal Part 7 Executive, 2007 Interim Constitution Part 5 Executive. Article 35 Executive Power. The executive power of the Kingdom of Nepal shall be vested in His Majesty and the Council of Ministers. Article 37, executive power. The executive power of Nepal shall be vested in the councils of ministers. Okay. And the question is, what is the difference in the two, in who exercises executive power? Who exercises the power? Who exercise executive power? In the above two constitution of Nepal. Keeping this in mind, why do you think Nepal needs a new constitution today? चलो, ये दो ऊपर जो कंपेरिजन दिखाए गए हैं इसके हिसाब से आपको ये देखना है कि इन दोनों के होने के बावजूद भी क्यों नेपाल को एक नया कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन चाहिए आज भी. ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट. यस, the difference in two exercises executive power in the given two constitution of Nepal is that in the 1990 constitution this power was vested in the king and his council of ministers, while in the 2007 interim constitution of Nepal, executive power changed hands to being vested only in the council of ministers, thereby making Nepal a democracy from being a monarchy. Sorry. Okay. Nepal needs a new constitution. Nepal needs a new constitution today because it is no longer a monarchy. The older constitution vested power in the king. But when the country is now a democracy, a new constitution is needed. To reflect the democratic ideals of Nepal that the people's movement desired and fought for. Full stop. In order to achieve this, all its constitutive rules must be changed. In order to achieve this, all its constitutive rules must be changed. Okay, let's go for the third question. The third one is, what would happen if there were no restriction on the power of elected representative? It's very important question. It's also important for a democracy. What would happen if there were no restriction on the power of elected representative? जो हम इलेक्ट करते हैं, हम चुनते हैं रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, MLA, MPs, अगर उनकी पावर पे कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं रहेगा, कोई पाबंदी नहीं रहेगी, तो क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है? लिसन वेरी केयरफुली. द आंसर इज, if there are no restriction on the power of the elected representative, the leaders might misuse the powers given to them. The constitution provides safeguard against this misuse of power by the political leaders. By the political leaders. This is completed. Okay. Question 4. Question 4. In each of the following situation, identify the minority. Write one reason why you think it is important to respect the views of minority in each of these situations. The first one is, in a school with 30 teachers, 20 of them are male. Okay, means 10, only 10 are female. The second one is, in a city, 5% of the population are Buddhist and 95% are non-Buddhist. In the third one, in a factory, mass or for all employees, 80% are vegetarian. In a class of 50 students and the D, in a class of 50 students, 40 belong to more well-off families. Okay, good. Now the answers are: answer A. Female teachers are in minority. The female teachers must be allowed space to voice their opinion so that their efforts at teaching are not hindered. Hindered, not hundred, hindered. Hindered means hind, chipna, hindered by their minority status. Okay. B. Buddhists are in minority. Every individual has the right to follow the religion of his her choice. Of his her choice. People of other faith must respect the religion other than their own. Okay. The C. Non-vegetarians are in minority. Food choice is personal. Wish, wish so she should have the freedom to eat what she wants. Okay. The D. Underprivileged are in minority. Underprivileged, love garib. Citizens can't be discriminated by their birth, so their views have to be respected. Okay, students, I hope you have completed this. Now, the question number 5. The column on the left list some of the key features of the Indian Constitution. In the other column, write two sentences in your own words on why you think this feature is important. Okay. Yes, the key feature is the key feature और significance, जैसे फेडरलिज्म, सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर्स, फंडामेंटल राइट्स और parliamentary form of government. There are 4 key features and you have to write the significance of these. The first one's answer is key feature federalism. It ensures national unity and at the same time allows individual progress. A federal government allows the center to hold supreme power, but its constituent states have some powers as well. Second, separation of powers. This serves two purposes. Firstly, tyrannical use of power is avoided. since it does not waste power in any single authority. Secondly, the three organs of power also work as a check on the other, thereby maintaining a good balance. Third one is fundamental rights. These are important because they conform to a human society. Full stop. They also protect citizens against arbitrary and absolute use of power by the state. Number 4. Parliamentary form of government. It uploads universal adult franchises. This entails the fact that the people of a country play a direct role in electing their representatives to run the state as well the nation. Okay, students, I hope you are doing well and please prepare for your examination.